we have with us a very special guest, Dr. Mohit Gambhir, Innovation Director, Ministry of Education, Government of India's Innovation Cell. We welcome Dr. Mohit Gambhir. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. Very good morning to everyone.
Dr. Mohit, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So, as you know, that the name of this session is Digital Resilience in Higher Education. Yeah. Yeah, you're audible. You're audible. You're audible. Yeah. Yeah. So, my first question to you will be that the name of the session is Digital Resilience in Higher Education, and you're representing Minister of Education, Government of Innovation Sale. So, if I may ask you that if you can share some of the big strides in promoting student innovation and entrepreneurship in the country. Your take on that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sovik, and very good morning to each and everyone who are listening to us. The country is going through a real tide of change. And since past couple of years, I'm sure everybody, the categorically who all are part in higher education space, they must have observed the changes government is trying to bring in the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem, I&E ecosystem everywhere. A lot of schemes, a lot of programs, a lot of different arenas and venues. It has been started, and people they moved on. They are working in opportunities has been created for the students, even for the faculty members. As we say from our department, from our cell, in higher education programs like establishment of IICs, where we felt that there is some gap for the students who can move on. It's not only about technical education. Let me correct myself as well over here. People, they believe that innovation means technology. No, technology is only an enabler. Technology is a means to innovate. On a very similar line, anybody can innovate. Higher education, the people, we all should enable them or should work in the direction whereby the innovators, whether he is educated or not, can be made, enabled, or can be provided with the desired help. That is one. So to provide that kind of culture, to provide those kind of ethos, what we have done is brought in a lot of different small programs like design thinking, creativity, cognitive skill, tech transfers, IPRs, entrepreneurship courses, boot camps, which we do regularly through our IICs. Then we also initiated ARIA, that is it is like Atal ranking of innovations of institution on innovation achievements. That is again very first kind that has been done in the country. Smart India hackathons, I'm sure everybody is aware of, and it is impacting more than million lives in the country. That is again a teaser. So to sum up, what I'm trying to say that this is the best of the best time since couple of years, where everybody is working hand in hand to bring in that kind of transitional shift. Even during the pandemic time, if students and faculty members they are aware of, we worked tirelessly like 24 by 7 to bring in changes from higher education space that can actually help frontline workers, even the patients, and all other things. Small innovations they brought in, be it sanitizer dispensing machines, be it vicinity bands, be it vicinity pendants, and whatnot, even from MBU bags to providing help to hospitals. Majority of the things and many things that has been brought in by higher education space. And again, I'm reiterating, it's not only engineering colleges, it's about arts, sciences, commerce, medical schools, physiotherapies, pharmas, managements, everybody clubbed together. It is a paradigm shift that is being observed, and it is happening around the innovation ecosystem in the country. Souvik, your take.
Right, right. That's quite a interesting take, Dr. Gambhir. That when you talked about that, innovation does not mean only technological innovation. Technology is an enabler, but how we can create that entire ecosystem where we actually nurture innovation in all form of entrepreneurship or education. That's a different take by Dr. Mohit Gambhir, but very important take. And just taking cue from what you have just said, that growing importance of innovation and future skill in higher education to bring India among top 25 countries in innovation. If I may just put this question to you, that growing importance of innovation and future skill in higher education to bring India among top 25 countries in innovation. If I may ask you this question, that how India is poised to take that big leap.
Okay. So if you look around Sovic, now what has over happened in again in 1 or 2 years in global innovation index as well, India has climbed multi spaces. Like 3 4 years ago, it was the 81, then 50, 53, and then in top 50. It is growing at a rapid rate. Now coming towards bringing in top 25. If you look around and if you see the startup culture across the country, it is already there in top 10 or top 15. But what enables it, or what all catapults and what all joins along with it, and how we can sustain this practice, and how we can be there for a long duration, what I say, a perpetual kind of a scenario. It's, and even that touches today's topic as well, digital resilience in higher education, what we are talking about. It's about the ethos, it's about the, like, our ethics, it's about the quality of the, see, India primarily, we guys were many years ago, or if I go back a couple of decades, we were primarily the providers, we were service providers. Then over the years, we became co-creator industry, and overall the global scenario, we were accepted as the co-creator. And now since past 1 or 2 years, and maybe more than that, and in industry 4.0 if coming in, we are also being accepted as creators of a couple of technology space, though a long direction still to be followed upon. Now once that happens, we certainly need, see, it is always being said, to reach on the top is always easy, but to maintain that position is really, really, really difficult. And the path being followed, and it takes generations to move on. And by generations, I mean not the human generations, it's about the technology generations, and which has a rapid pace of change, which changes drastically. And so it's all about maybe AI, maybe IoTs, blockchains, and whatnot. So do we have that kind of vision of looking at down the line what is going to happen 5 7 years ago or after? It's all about, like, today you see EV coming in big way. So one day they were, but it's the timing, the opportunity, and what is going to happen in the market. In a similar manner, like I said, AI is being there for decades now, but what makes it so important is the availability of data today. So coming in top 25 again, or maintaining that position, that is something which we have to look upon. The generation who is working right now, and maybe 2 years after, 4 years after, the students who would be coming in, and the researchers who are working in, I believe not only they have to maintain the standards what they're working in today, but they also have to look from the perspective what is going to happen 7 8 10 years after. Because a technology bet is like what you look for 10 years scope, it comes within 2 years after, or maybe much faster than that. So these kind of objectives and aspirations we all should maintain to be in the top 10 bracket, not even top 25 I talk about, to be in the bracket of top 10 always. Environment, systems, other things they do put in there, they also attach to it, but first a path has to be very, very clear.
So quite rightly said. I won't take much time of yours. Quickly, one last question: that when we talk about ideas generation to incubator, your
Mhm.
take on what role can be played by academia industry partnership? Uh, Quickly, if I can request you to say maybe in 2 minutes time.
Okay, thank you, Souvik. And I would also like to say hello to all the senior members who have joined over here. Very warm morning. Yeah. Now, coming to the question from idea to incubation and the industry academia. Souvik, let me correct this terminology here. As an entrepreneur myself, and after spending 2 decades almost in the industry and academia as well, maybe half a decade more than, and in R&D as well. See, what we say is as I said, industry 4.0 after, and the industry acceptance of ourselves as creators or co-creators. We say industry academia. Industry must evolve from academia. That has to be the theory, and that used to happen over the couple of years. What has happened, we always strive for this, that this is the job I want to do. But like we say, entrepreneurship, on a similar note, I always say idea to pre-incubation to incubation. Even our academics is of that nature. We need to nurture it. When a kid comes into the very first year till the 4-year time, that period has to be treated as pre-incubation to incubation kind of a scenario. We learn some fundamentals in the first year, we nurture it, we go through second, third year, and then we move on to fourth year. We say that this student is industry ready. No, we should say that this student is life ready. He's ready or she's ready to live the life to the fullest. That's what I believe we are talking about digital resilience. Until and unless we prepare our pupil in that direction, it doesn't matter XYZ what kind of jobs we do. When we were graduating like 25 years ago, we didn't never know that this kind of job we will be doing after 5, 10 years or 15 years after. On a very similar note, the students who are moving out today and having the ideas today, what kind of scenario we are going to prepare or present them in their pre-incubation, them availability of their mentors, what we are trying to do from our MOEs and as well. And I'm sure the big shots sitting in here from IITs and from Veltex as well, I've been there, I have seen the kind of infra. So we need to tap. So we say availability of mentors, there is a dearth of mentor, but tapping the right kind of mentor is also a problem, which we are doing through our programs. Ecosystem has to be strengthened up, and with a very clear-cut objective, we need to move forward. That has to be done. And we need to shed away from the direction of teaching 1, 2, and 3. It has to be whole gamut where our people should choose on whether I need to move or make my life into 1, 2, 3.
Rightly said. Rightly said, Dr. Mohit Gambhir, Innovation Director, Minister of Education, Innovation Cell, Government of India. Thank you so much, Dr. Gambhir, for joining us for the special address in the first session of day 3 of APEC Higher Education EdTech Innovation Conclave. Thank you so much for joining us.